But men get so caught in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
Right
this is coming from a rich man. But this is coming from a rich man.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I get here? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong?
When you're building something and you have all of the building blocks and you bring it together, if the man is putting everything on his back, then that creates, I don't know, I feel like it's an unfair balance.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a woman, you should be able to help too.
Yeah.
Not just in the household. I feel like, not saying everything has to be 50-50, but it's a little give or take. Sometimes it's 80-20, sometimes it's 20-80. But at the end of the day, both of you are giving 100%.
So you don't agree with the rich man completely?
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
Hey, welcome back. I'm your girl, Chris.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And we are
Black Press. Welcome back to another awesome episode it's going to be. If it's your first time to the channel, please hit the like button for if you feel anything that we're saying. And comment. Tell me if I'm wrong, which I'm probably not. And subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. So, what is our first topic of today?
First topic of today is, okay, so the scenario is seen.
Okay.
If somebody comes up to you and they're like, would you take $500,000 in cash or sit down and have lunch with Jay-Z? What would you pick?
$500,000 in cash?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm picking the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because
it depends on what we're going to talk about. But I would probably pick the money and then I would split it into 5 different startup businesses.
Like, say you're having a meeting with him and he's telling you like the best like business plans and business deals. Would you rather have that? Or?
Not if for him to just tell me, because to know the information without the connections don't really matter. Like, you're giving me the connections to help me, okay, hey, you need to talk to this person. They're already expecting your phone call.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, that's worth it. But just to know the information, like he even said.
Yeah.
But just to know the information doesn't help me. But I can take $500,000, like I said, and start 5 different startup companies and have the capital to maneuver. Look at the money.
Yeah. And speaking on that, let's take a look at.
Okay.
Line, Jay, I'd love to hear what you think about this. If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with Jay-Z, which would you choose?
You gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say? Yeah, I mean, everything that I'm gonna say.
No, only because people say, well, of course you take lunch with Jay-Z because the wisdom that you would get from him would be so beneficial to you. There would only be a matter. You would take the money?
Yeah, because you got all that in the music for $10.99. That's a bad deal. I wouldn't tell you to cut a bad deal. Like,
I don't
take
know.
the $500,000, go buy some albums and listen to the albums. It's all there. If you piece it together and really listen to the music for the words, for what it is, it's all there. Everything that I said was going to happen. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I've done. And there's the blueprint. The blueprint, literally, to me and my.
So, yes and no.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the blueprint that what you did was on a scale of music, art, and hip hop. So that doesn't mean people can listen to your music and recreate what you did, because you started it you started selling dope. So you started kind of off the backs of Black people.
Yeah.
Off the backs of Black people's families. And then you talked about the things that they were talking about in hip hop. So yeah, what you did is reproducible, and if you take away from everything and actually just do it in business, but that's just business.
Yeah. But it depends on which Blueprint album.
I think he was talking about all of them, because they got like 15, 16 of them.
Yeah. Depends on where you're at, your point in life.
Yeah. Yeah, but I kind of don't even really agree with him saying it's all in the album, because a lot of stuff you talked about was just to make the hit. Because like Rick Ross was saying, he sat down with Jay and he told him about making the music in a way that's going to make hits. So picking the beats for the hit. So you can say that everything that was about the business was in the albums, but at the same time, if Rick Ross say that you told him about making hits, and that means you were trying to make hit.
Yeah.
So the actual business part might have been sprinkled in there, but you was really just trying to make the sound that was gonna make them get the most listeners.
Yeah.
So I take the money.
Me too. All right. So moving on,
Mm-hmm.
we have.
What we got?
Right. So okay.
And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man.
Go for it.
Right, so our next topic is basically discussing like rich man, poor man.
Mm-hmm.
The poor man, he has the poor decision.
Yeah.
Rich man, he's trying to educate him and like, hey, I like just like what Jay-Z was saying, I have the blueprint. I'm gonna give you some knowledge. And what you do with it, I'm giving you the best. I'm giving you the meat of the plate.
Yeah.
Take it and take off. But of course, a poor man is gonna make poor decisions. He's gonna keep himself from that.
Got the poor man mindset.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I'm going 50-50 with my woman, it's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You know, you still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men. So we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means. That's it. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman. And while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say I'm working for $15. Now you can say I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught in their emotions and their pride. And the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
Right
this
now,
coming from a rich man. But this is coming from a rich man.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother, any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me. My woman respect me.
She respects
my woman respect me.
You think she
Yeah, all right, brother. Yeah, all right, brother.
Has she ever raised her voice?
No.
Does she cook for you every night?
Of course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every day.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right? You work. If you have to get two jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that. Hey, baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be completely respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Brother, it's hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand,
There's no way possible you could understand.
Oh, praise
No way.
So there was a lot said in that video. There was a whole lot to unpack on that. I don't even think we could unpack that for a whole hour.
We can, because there was a lot.
Do you think what he was saying was true?
I think what he was saying was absolutely
Which
true.
one?
The rich man.
Really?
And what he's been saying is what I always say. There's no reason you should be in a relationship or seeking a relationship if you're not complete with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not where you want to be. Well, if you're not at a certain point where you can manage and be stable in life. I wouldn't say where you're trying to focus. Everybody's changing every now and then.
Yeah.
If you're not stable, if you're not stable, mentally stable, financially, emotionally, if you are not stable, you should not be pursuing a relationship with anybody.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. The only thing is the woman that would stay with a man while he builds is not. And for one, a woman that stay with him, but then also a woman that will stay with him and choose not to work. It's not a lot of women that'll do that, because you have to. If he's still trying to build, that means you have to start at a low mean. But women want to live at a higher level, and they're more demanding to be able to work in order to reach that higher level. It ain't like nobody's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna let you go out there and do the work, and we can stay in this 1-bedroom apartment with our 2 kids until you reach a level of income that can sustain us to go to a 3-bedroom house. The woman's not gonna do that. The women that will do that are like finding a 1% man. It's like those women, Sarita Jakes. It ain't that many Sarita Jakeses out here.
So wait, you're saying that in order, like the woman that he's describing is somebody that, okay, the guy goes out and works and she stays home with the kids.
Yeah.
She doesn't work. She just works.
How many black women you think? No. How many? That's
nowadays.
That's exactly what black women don't want to be. The housewife. They don't want to be at home barefoot and pregnant. So
but
the
man
woman that
he has to be able to maintain. If it's like that scenario, man definitely has to be able to maintain the household.
Right, but at what level?
The family like suffering or having to sacrifice like a whole bunch.
Right, but what is the sacrifice? What is sacrifice, and what is living at your means? That's the difference. But we think that we need to live at a higher level with more materialistic things, and that living, and then that we're just supposed to reach that point financially. You have to work to that point. You have to live within your means, but meaning, hey, we don't have the extra things right now because we're only going to work off this one income. We're not willing to do that kind of sacrifice. That's called delayed gratification. We don't have delayed gratification. We want it now. And if I got to go out there and work while our kids are in daycare, then that's what I'm going to do in the mindset of a woman nowadays.
Yeah. But if you put that into perspective, then you have to deal with, because eventually it becomes complacent. If you're a man that's like, okay, working, and you're not getting nowhere.
He's right. No, the rich man is right about the man.
Yeah.
But what he's not understanding or not trying to put into perspective is the man being able to find that woman that's willing to build without her going and getting it on her own or getting part of it on her own because she wants to live at a certain level as well.
But isn't your partner supposed to help you? Like, you're supposed to build together.
But the rich man is saying that the man going 50-50 is not going to receive the respect. That's what so he's putting down that man by saying you're not even going to receive the respect from your woman unless you're doing you're paying 100% of everything. So that's where the issue is coming in, because the man is going 50-50. He's like, I'm pushing, I'm trying. And we as men have to try. We have to do more. He's completely right on that part.
Yeah.
But the fact of saying how your woman perceives you based off of whether or not you're paying all the bills, guess what? There's only 2 ways a woman gets a man that is super successful. She builds with him from the bottom, or she waits until he's successful and then tries to get with him then. That's the only two ways it works. Well, I guess you could say 3. You could jump in there midway, which is a good way to go too, because a lot of the women that I dated, even when college, career, and all of that, it was more of the mindset that they were attracted to. I had no game. It was a mindset. It's like you knew me. I don't use game because I know that my drive, my motivation, and my vision is all I need, and the right woman that sees it is gonna be attracted to it. And there was actually a lot of women that were attracted because it's the vision, it's the mindset, it's the perspective, it's the drive. But that woman still has to be willing to build with you. If not, that ain't the one.
But that's a lot to say, though, because when you're building something and you have all the building blocks and you're bringing it together, if the man is putting everything on his back, then that creates, I don't know, I feel like it's an unfair balance.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a woman, you should be able to help too.
Yeah.
Not just in the household. I feel like, not saying everything has to be 50-50, but it's a little give or take. Sometimes it's 80-20, sometimes it's 20-80. But at the end of the day, both of you are giving 100%.
So you don't agree with the rich man completely?
I don't agree with him completely, but much of what he said, I agree with. But in the same sense, it's hard to wrap my head around the idea of being okay with the struggle. Because even the poor man, he said that his woman was in the trenches with him.
Yeah.
Who wants to be in the trenches? Not.
Well, you don't. Nobody wants to, but if you mature people understand that you have to have delayed gratification.
Yeah,
you have to be in the trenches before you can climb your way out.
I know that part. Like, you have to, like, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to.
It ain't even about hitting rock bottom. It's about a struggle. To build rock bottom is a struggle. I know, but there's a struggle between trying to make it from one class to the next.
Yeah.
There's a struggle between trying to get, from a base level where you just have a job to starting a business and then pushing all your extra finances from that job into the business in order to build it up to be successful. That's a struggle.
So in your mind, you think the guy or the man should be the one to carry the burden of the family, meanwhile the woman, like you said, barefoot.
No, I don't.
Stays within the house and just takes care of
the
kids and, like back in the old days.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that's what I thought. I'm saying that that's what the rich man was not understanding, that the woman does not want to do that. I don't think that the woman should want to do that. No.
Because we're in different times now. Like,
exactly.
Like the whole relationship that he's describing, that's back then. We in different times now. Like, if you don't have a 2-income household, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, and that's another key point. That's definitely true. That was the other piece that I was thinking about is in today's society right now, you can't, it's hard for anybody to build a family and live on a single income. I mean, with the rate of inflation being higher than the rate of pay increases, it's almost impossible to survive like that. So to say that a man should be doing all of the work, put in all the effort, all the finances, that's the biggest piece. Put in all the financial piece, cannot survive like that, cannot build up a family in this type of economy. It's not possible. That's what I think the poor man, that's what he's trying to say is like, you can't live like that now.
Yeah.
The rate of inflation went through too far and nobody wants to live at that low level until they build up.
The biggest problem in the whole situation is that we have people that are making poor decisions. Like, you can be two people that come together and live together. However, you shouldn't be adding kids to that equation. You shouldn't be picking up, like, living beyond your means and stuff like that. Those are the poor choices that we make that takes us to the struggle.
And that's the poor man's mindset. That's the poor man's mindset. Is I'm not making enough, but it feels better for me to live like I am. It feels better for me to live like I am, and then I'm stressed out because now I'm overtaxed.
Yep.
And now I'm trying to dig myself out of a deeper hole when I was already at rock bottom. We all start at rock bottom unless you're born into a wealthy family, and we don't have that.
Yeah.
Another thing about it is the fact that we think that we're supposed to be rich everybody's supposed to be rich.
And it feels like it. That's how social media portrays it.
Right. But that's not the way generational wealth actually happens. It's not an overnight thing. It's not even, a lot of times it's not even a one generation thing. It's multiple generations. That's why we were hurt so much with redlining and all of those things, the Jim Crow laws, because it prevented us from doing the same things that the Anglo-Saxons were doing. So we're starting from the bottom, but also generationally, you're not deemed to have successfully evolved unless your evolution makes your third generation successful. So it's not about being able to build up and have enough to take care of your children. Are you passing down something generationally that your grandchildren can succeed in? That's actual growth and actual evolution. And we're thinking that, if I can give my child everything that they need, and I'm living the life that I want to live, that's me being great. No, you're not successful unless your grandchildren are living great. If you haven't put in that type of evolution, evolving and working and mindset, because if I especially, and that's the problem, that's a big problem that we have when it comes to successful single women, is you can be a successful single woman, that's true, and you can give your children all that they need and deserve, right, financially. But if their mental is not right, you haven't put into their mental to be able to be successful, and your grandchildren fail because you didn't put the mindset into your children to make their children successful, you have failed. Generationally, you failed. That's literally what biology is. If your grandchildren aren't able to be viable and survive, then you haven't succeeded.
And that's what's going on nowadays. Because this generation that we made is the Generation X.
Generation Z.
Generation Z. That generation, they are very selfish. They think for themselves. They're not thinking about beyond this life. They're just living in the moment.
You know, I was listening to something the other day. It was about a rapper. A rapper who ended the life of his girlfriend, but who had also ended the life of his first wife. And there was a question like, who is dating these men that are physically violent, who is staying with these men? And then Gunplay, because Gunplay just got locked up because for violating his protection order 8 times. But
that's a lot.
I don't want to say who is. I don't think we need to be focusing on who are dating these men. I think we need to be focusing on why are we still creating generation after generation of violent children. And it's not just men, because that one woman that hired somebody to end the life of her boyfriend's baby mama down in Mexico. It's like, how are we still creating generations after generations of people that are violent, that don't have emotional self-control, that are abusive to women, that are abusive to husbands, abusive to boyfriends? How can we say we're progressing if we still have generations coming out and ending up like that as adults?
Because the streets are raising them. They don't have parents in the household, or like the grandparent or the aunt that lives down the block. The streets are raising them, and the streets are brutal.
Yeah.
Sink or swim.
But who would have been raising them, or who was there to raise them?
The village. Remember,
it was the mom. It was the mom that had to go out there and get it and leave her child in the street.
But it always take a village to raise a child.
But it ain't working.
All that blame just on the mom.
No, I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm saying because she had to go out and get it.
Well, yeah.
So that's what's not successful, and we need to revamp that. But we have to admit that that's not going to be successful before we can change it.
You got to build better foundations. Like people got to stop having kids with just whoever, just because they're cute, and
stop having kids before you reach a certain level, like the rich man was saying. But at the same time, that mindset is not going to be there because somebody's going to have kids. It's like we're on a cycle that can't be stopped. There's always going to be somebody that's having kids that is not doing it responsibly in an environment where they can successfully raise that child. So there's that type of mentality will always breed the same type of mentality. So we're almost we get one that comes out and then 5 that stay in, and they reproduce. So those 5 create 3. So now you got 15 kids when another one came out that was actually able to be successful. Our ratio is insanely, even though we're doing better, like we see stuff that's better, the ratio of doing better is completely off whack. That's why we have more black men that are unemployed than any other race in the country.
Which is crazy.
But yeah, very interesting topic. All right, we could, like I said, we could rewind it, and I could hit 3 or 4 more different pieces on that. But that's a good unpack from there right there. What you want to talk about next?
All right, so jumping back into it, we have some more topics to bring forth to you.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there. We don't mean to offend anyone with this next topic that we're about to bring up, but we want to offer our sincerest apologies to anyone that's affected by it, or
and when you preface a lot like that, it's like, do we even talk about it?
Well, you have to let people know so they don't feel like offended, because everybody's very like sensitive nowadays. So I just want to put that out there that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're gonna get into it. So have you heard about Dwight Howard and his alleged escapade with such and
I heard about it.
Yeah. All right. So he's been he's not really denying it, I would say more so he has his own personal thing going on, and he doesn't want people in his business.
Yeah.
It just so happened to leak out there.
Yeah.
We can hear what he said.
But they say this is the safest time. Are you gay, bro?
Is this what you want to talk about?
No, I don't want to talk about that,
so
bro.
then why are we talking about it?
Because you went viral off of that, bro.
I've been viral for a lot of things.
And I want to talk about that too.
And what I do in my personal life is nobody fucking business.
Thank you. I just want you to answer that.
No, I keep going. It's nobody business.
Right.
And if you inquire, why?
Why? Because I was just explaining to
other people. Why?
Oh, not for me. I don't give a fuck, bro. I want to talk basketball. I want to talk other shit. Yeah. But they're going to say, PR, you just didn't do your job. This is part of the job, the bullshit part of the job, right?
I understand.
People, you know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Really, let's talk about something else. That's you. Right?
Yeah. I can say I respect him for that, though. People really shouldn't be in your business like that. They shouldn't know like what goes on in your bedroom and what color lights you have on when you're, you know, some stuff should be left private.
Yeah. Should be. But everybody in this world today, we want to know everything.
Yeah.
We want to be in everybody's business.
That's not good.
It's not, but that's the way we live in now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunate the way it happened because he didn't want to talk about it, but the whole thing happened with the court.
Yeah.
So he ended up having to talk about it because people are asking. But he has the right to say it's not your business. And that's the best, smartest way to do it. It's not your business, it's not your business.
Yeah. And people have to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say about that.
Yeah.
Keep your business private.
Yep.
If you want privacy.
You don't want nobody to know. I bet you now they're gonna start signing
signing the
NDAs or approval, or signing off as approving. I approve that this happened.
I wish regular people can do that too.
You can.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Because they say
Lori Harvey got to have people sign NDAs before she date them.
Yeah, I would do that because some people, after you get to know them, you don't necessarily want to have people associate you with that person. So, yeah, I've never met you, or just don't talk about it.
Yeah, keep your business to yourself, and then you got to be able to trust people that you actually do interact with.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Everybody's looking for
exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude got caught, and then went back to the way they did. It was assault. It's been done before by both.
Plenty of time. Right. And speaking on privacy, now we have very public people that doesn't mind sharing their tidbits.
What was it called? They started on the Zeus network.
Yeah.
I just heard. I didn't know who they were until
they blew up like
they started
crazy.
Doing, and I still didn't know what the Zeus network was until I saw an interview on like some radio show or something.
Yeah, but we're referring to Chrisean Rock and Blueface, and then his baby's mother.
Yep.
I always knew I wanted to be a mom. I always knew I wanted to have 12 kids. So one down, one on the way, and how was the 10 to go? So.
Did she forget how to act?
She sure did. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's where we at nowadays. But she just had a baby. She said she got one on the way.
Yeah, how she got one on the way already? I don't believe that too. I don't believe that to be true.
That's bad.
I don't believe that to be true.
She had her baby
After that, yeah, I don't believe that to be true. Because she didn't even pass the 6 weeks yet. I don't think.
I highly doubt. But Blueface. He engaged to his Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden. He engaged to his baby.
Yeah, I don't be wanting to pay attention to nothing that be going on with him. But
it makes
it's
my
almost
brain
like
so
you have
dumb.
to. Yeah.
But I just wish for her to like wake up and smell the coffee. Like look at how he's treating. Look at how he degrades women. Like
the fiance now? Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Because he's still playing. You know how guys are. He's still probably stirring the pot over there.
Yeah. But then, my thing is it's just like I was just saying earlier. Why are we still in this environment? Why are we still producing people that think like this?
Yeah.
How is this happening? And I still can't say anything. After crack was introduced into our communities, everything else past that was violence over the streets, and then music. Music matriculated everything into all of the violence into our community.
Yeah.
Well, not all of it, because obviously it's still gonna be somebody, trying to hurt somebody because they got caught in somebody else's bed. But the whole mindset of building up youth with the mindset that they have is just it's insane, bro.
It's deplorable.
Yeah. And then again, like I was talking about earlier with the whole evolution in biology the reason it has such a negative effect that people are like, oh yeah, we're talking about it because we're such a smaller population. Us being 13% of the population. Biologically, when you have a smaller population, it affects anything that happens will affect that population more negatively because it's a smaller pool of people. So if I step on the 5 bugs out of the 10 bugs that exist across the entire world, that species is now half of what it used to be.
Yeah.
So when we only have 13% of the population, and they, and 10% of that 13 is in poverty, that 10% is much more impactful than if we were, 60% of the population.
Yeah.
So it takes away so much more than from what we could do as a community. But it's frustrating. I don't know what we're gonna do, people.
Yeah. One of our main goals in having the show is to reach out to people and try to help them to make better choices. We don't bring these topics to the forefront just because it's popular and it's what everybody's talking about. It's something that we as people need to change.
Yeah. That being said, please hit the like button if you haven't already hit. So if you have hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for watching us.
We appreciate you.
Please share.
Thank you.
Say something in the comments. What are you thinking about these situations? What do you think about what the rich man versus the poor man has said? What do you think about Jay-Z? Would you take the $500,000 or would you take the lunch with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I would probably. I could even say I would take the $500,000, spend $100,000 on education and the right lawyers, and then use the other $400,000 to build a profitable business or multiple profitable businesses. That would be smart. But what else? Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, tell somebody.
We're gonna wrap it up then. Yes, tell somebody. Subscribe, share it, share the conversation. I'm your boy, Mr. Define. We are Black Prep.
Please like, comment, share, and